Superfood Evolution presents Date Fruit and Date Sugar, why they can be a healthier choice. Date fruits from date palms are one of the oldest cultivated food crops, dating back to ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley, regions historically referred to as the early cradles of civilization. One of the rare fruits of the desert, date palms are a symbolic icon of paradise, or the Garden of Eden, representing growth, vitality, and abundance. What are date fruits? Dates are produced exclusively from date palm trees, Phoenix dactylifera, many of which have very tall growing trunks, typically reaching heights of about 69 to 75 feet. Distinct from other types of palm trees with a rounded palm leaf shape, date palms have oblong leaves that tend to grow upright from the center, sometimes giving it a pineapple-shaped appearance. While there are hundreds of different cultivars of the P. dactylifera species, the two most commonly known in non-date producing locations are the medjool and Deglet Noor varieties. The medjool date is one of the larger variations and undeniably the most famous. Often considered the royalty of the date family with its rich, robust, caramel-like flavor and plump, moist yet chewy center, it has a medium to dark brown wrinkled exterior with one hard pit in the center. Date palms are believed to be native to the dry, desert-like climates of the Middle East. However, the medjool date is thought to have originated in a remote Sahara Desert region of Morocco, referred to as the Bau Danib oasis. Date palms thrive in hot, dry, desert-like regions where underground water is plentiful. Most date fruit varieties also require maximum sunlight exposure of at least 100 days and consistent temperatures over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. For palms to produce date fruit, they also need a small number of non-fruiting male trees to pollinate the date-producing females. Growing dates commercially is a very labor-intensive pursuit. To ensure maximum quantity and quality of dates, they not only require manual hand pollination, but constant maintenance throughout the different stages of growth. Today, the top commercial date-producing countries include Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Iraq, Iran, with some small-scale production also in Mexico and the US, especially Arizona and Southern California. Benefits as an alternative natural sugar source. Date palm trees are basically like tall solar collectors, reaching for the maximum amount of sunlight possible, then concentrating this energy into a highly condensed source of sugar. These sweet fruits are not only delicious to eat straight, but can be utilized in many types of blended shakes, foods, as well as, of course, healthy dessert recipes. They are a very common natural sweetener among those adhering to a raw vegan diet, or dietary regimes attempting to avoid other types of processed sugars. The sugar content in dates is predominantly in the form of fructose, glucose, and sucrose. Its glycemic index can range from 30 to 50 GI, depending on the date variety, and is largely considered a low glycemic food. The GI rating is a general guideline of the rate of which glucose is processed in the body after a 2-hour period. But keep in mind, responses can vary greatly depending on the individual. A lower glycemic index rating between 0 to 55 GI is typically considered the most beneficial. Sweeter date fruit varieties can be on the higher end of this spectrum, closer to that of maple syrup and honey or above. Using date sugar made from whole dates. Dates are also hardened, usually via dehydration methods, ground and sold as a date sugar, available as a natural sugar substitute for use in various foods and drinks. One of the most significant benefits of date sugar over other types of sweeteners is that it is unprocessed and whole food based, with nutrients as well as fiber intact. This is the particular feature that helps to slow the rate at which it is digested, potentially providing a healthier boost in energy when you need one. Unlike coconut sugar and coconut nectar, which are produced from the liquid-like sap tapped from the stem of coconut blossoms and then condensed down to form a syrup or crystals, date-derived sugars are simply dehydrated and ground, as they are naturally sweet to begin with. Date sugar is very similar to coconut sugar in texture, but by comparison, date sugar contains 1 to 2 grams less sugar per teaspoon than coconut sugar and is notably less sweet by taste. Dates or date sugar can also be blended with a combination of other natural sweeteners, much lower on the glycemic index for those seeking to reduce sugar intake or overall calorie consumption. This may include monk fruit, stevia, yacon syrup, or lakanto. Other nutritional properties and health benefits of dates. Fiber content acts as a natural laxative. Dates, like figs and prunes, with their high fiber content, encourage laxative effects that can be helpful for normalizing bowel movements. Total dietary fiber for 1 medjool date is 1.6 grams. Energizing healthier snack food option. Dates make a great substitute for less than healthy cravings for candy and baked goods, and can provide a great fuel source for high-intensity exercise or workout regimens. 1 medjool date contains 66.5 calories and 18 grams of carbohydrates. Possible LDL cholesterol-lowering properties. Some research analyzing several date fruit varieties, including medjool, identified potential anti-atherogenic properties, shown to have an effect on stimulating cholesterol removal from macrophages or white blood cells. As well as fiber, dates also contain various vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients, and are high in potassium, copper, manganese, vitamin B6, magnesium, calcium, niacin, pantothenic acid, as well as small amounts of other nutrients like vitamin K, folate, zinc, iron, choline, betaine, beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin. When you might want to avoid consuming dates. While in some research, date consumption does not result in significant postprandial glucose excursions in those with type 2 diabetes, it is good to limit the amount and/or monitor blood sugar levels for those with potential sugar sensitivities. We wouldn't necessarily recommend consuming sugary sweet fruits like dates to those with certain health conditions, such as parasitic infections, cancer, or candida overgrowth. In such instances, a no or low sugar diet regimen is much more appropriate in our opinion. In addition, to determine the best forms of sugar for any one individual, it's important to take personal daily activity levels into consideration. How to use. Date fruit can, of course, be eaten straight, but are best consumed in small amounts. Whole pitted dates make a great addition to smoothies, shakes, or protein drinks. Their sticky, paste-like consistency, especially the medjool date variety, is excellent for binding ingredients together, which can be helpful when making raw pie crusts or certain raw dessert recipes. Dates, as mentioned, can be made into date sugar, which is starting to become a popular alternative to other refined varieties. It works best, however, in recipes when combined with other ingredients as opposed to being used as a spoon sweetener for hot drinks like tea or coffee. This is because it does not dissolve in liquid like other condensed or refined sugars. You can make your own homemade date sugar from Deglet Noor dates, or bulk organic varieties can be purchased at most natural food stores or from a few online suppliers. Whole dates, when stored in the fridge in an airtight container, will last for a year or more, and in the freezer for up to 5 years. Precautions. Date fruits, because of their high sugar content, should probably be eaten in moderation by most people unless you are extremely active. Seek the advice of your healthcare provider or dietitian if you are diabetic, prone to parasitic infections or candida overgrowth, and/or have a serious medical condition. Thanks for watching. For additional information as well as sources of the best dates and date products we have found, be sure and investigate the links in the description box below this video. Please share and give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. And be sure and check out these other informational videos.